Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Thorman and welcome back to another episode of this Let's Play series. This is kind of a second parter to the previous episode because in the previous episode, we built the first part of our mega base, the entrance, this big, beautiful castle entrance to our mega base, and I want to see it in the beautiful starlight real quick. Would you look at that? Now I need to see if there's anything I can change so I can see the banners a little bit more clearly from a distance. But look at that! Oh, it looks so cool. I love everything about it. The smoke effects from the campfires, the banners accenting with some color, the lanterns all the way up, and the beacon shooting out the top. This is absolutely beautiful. Everything that I wanted and more. But not only did we build this exterior structure, we had to build something on the inside as well, so it wasn't just a shell. So I created this closed off area up above here so that I can end up moving in some villagers. Now, in the last episode, I didn't quite finish this little village, but since then I have finished up all of the houses. Each one has a door, a bed. I'm honestly not sure. Uh-oh, we missed a door. I need to add one more door, but I'm not sure what really is needed for villagers to breed. I'm pretty sure it's just beds now. So I think having the village there is just formality, but as I said in the last episode, I need to make sure that I'm treating my villagers more right than I used to. In today's episode, that's just what I'm doing. In the last episode, I went up to my iron farm to show the terrible living conditions of my villagers. I did not show the terrible setup that I have for my villagers in this little villager breeder right here. But obviously, that is not a great place to have them. One, because I'm going to want to build over here eventually. But two, because it is deplorable working conditions for my wonderful villagers. And if I want them to trade well, I'm going to need to make them happy. So in order to do that, I made them a beautiful cliffside mountain base of their own. Now the goal of this, as I also said in the last episode, is to make sure that it is absolutely safe from mobs so nobody can get in and kill off my villagers. This is kind of going to be my source of villagers. And then I'm going to find a way to have the babies scurry off and make their way down into my regular base so that I can have some villagers just wandering about and filling up what will eventually be a trading hall down here. But for now, I just needed to make sure that everywhere along this path has a light level greater than 7. So I've checked with my F3 view here and seen that everything is at least an 8 or above. I am, if I'm being honest, a little bit nervous about this outside here. Not necessarily for the light level, but like something could fall in here. It's unlikely, but I may have to block this off at some point just to be safe. We'll see. If I end up getting a mass pandemic that kills my villager supply, then we'll heal them back up and close off these doors and assume that that's where they came from. But for now, I think we're ready to move the villagers in. So what I'm going to do is set up a rail so that I can easily transport them over here. And I think it should be a pretty quick and easy process. Hopefully. I'm going to sleep first so that they're up and awake. And then we're going to transport them into their new home. So I guess the first things first is I'm just going to have to try to shimmy these guys into the minecart and slowly but surely have them make their way up to their new home. Anybody? Please? Come on, get in there. Yeah. Get in there. There we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Up and away, mister. There we go. It didn't quite make it. That's okay, we'll push you across. I think it is this wall, but I want to be able to... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I think I'm going to need to move everything up one. Alrighty, try number 2 with a new track. I think that this should shift them right into the new home. There we go, resident number 1, and I think that there is no way for you to escape. I really hope. I really hope. All right, where are you going, guy? Where are you going? No, don't jump. Why did he go to this? Okay, looks like he's just hanging out. No, Nowhere to escape from. Nice try, guy. Now go enjoy your new home. I'm gonna grab your friends. Alright, we have a little train of villagers going on right here, so I'm gonna push them one by one up to the tippy top. Come on, big money. Yep. Alright. Oh no. Are they in the right spot? Oh, they landed on top of each other. Oh, that's funny. Hey, don't do that. Ah, that's terrible. I need to block this off from them as well. No, what are you doing? Need to raise up the wall. They can no longer jump over here, so I just need to push this guy back. Alright, come on, big dog. Oh no! I am so sorry. Oh, that's terrible. I need to trade with you guys to make you like me more now. Oh, that's terrible. Getting all the paper. Oh man. I read online in the wiki that there is like a happiness meter with these villagers, and I'm pretty sure like the actual happiness that I was talking about earlier where I give them a nice home to live in, they don't really keep track of that, but I think they do keep track of if they like me or not, and I really want them to keep liking me, so I hope that gave me a couple extra bonus points with these guys. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 villagers up in here. They can't get out now. Now just come here and look at these beautiful houses that I built for you. Let's check. Anybody else home? I think that's it. I think I can tear this place down. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tear down this little crack here. Then I'm going to tear down the village. Or the old village. Going to keep the new one and hope that these guys end up... maybe if I break their beds, that'll be like a reset that they need to like reclaim the new beds that are over in the main village. Alright, let's tear it up. Oh, maybe did they... What? You guys just jumping up there. Oh, they want to go to their beds. Break your beds. Maybe they will go to the closest bed. I really hope that they go to the closest bed. Oh, did they do it? Maybe they did. I'm going to put some stuff away real quick and I'm going to check on the villagers, see if they reclaimed new beds. Come on, big money. Come on, big money. Oh, no more villagers over here, and yes! Oh, they claim beds in the new village! Oh, we have our new villagers in their new village. Oh, I need another door here. Oh my gosh. Just little details that I keep missing. Maybe I'll put one birch door and a sea of oak doors. Alright, I think that's much better. There's a nice big clear area. I still haven't entirely decided where I want to cut everything off in regards to that natural cave over there into our base. But honestly, that kind of line right there looks pretty good. So I'm going to end up digging this area out a little bit more. But for now, I don't care about any of that nonsense. I'm done with digging for now. I want to build some technology. The plan is, so there's 3 layers to this whole village problem. The first layer, the top layer, is the safe zone, where the villagers can't get killed by zombies. And then the second layer is going to be my main village down here, where it's going to be a bunch of villagers hanging out with me and having a good time. Hopefully some iron golems to keep the villagers safe as well, but if they all die out, who cares, because I got safe village up there. And then I have the merchant stalls are going to be on this level. I'm going to continue this wraparound over along the edge of the base. And I think my plan is to find some way so that I can get, once baby villagers spawn, basically kind of a similar idea to what I did with my animal farm, where the baby villagers are smaller than the full-size villagers. I think it's a block versus 2 blocks. So if there's some way that I can create like a little hole every now and again somewhere that I can guide them through somehow. I don't know how I would push them through that hole or have them go through the hole to begin with, but they would need to go through into the wall, and then behind the wall is going to be a place that drops them into a holding chamber. so that I can use them wherever they are needed most, which will either be in my second village down below or in the merchant shops. Now, I have tried looking up different ways to move baby villagers that might motivate them to move on their own. Like if I dig out a hole in this wall, I want to make sure that baby villagers end up going through the wall and then travel off on their own, whereas these guys stay. But I don't think that there is necessarily a way to motivate them. I think like for adult villagers, you can motivate them using their workstation, but that doesn't motivate baby villagers. So I'm going to need to figure out either a way to motivate them or to rely on chance to have baby villagers go through the holes in the wall and get redirected to my holding station. Alrighty, welcome to my creative testing world where I'm trying to figure out what motivates baby villagers, and I need to spawn a baby villager in order for them to get motivated. Whoa! Whoa! I saw online that you can motivate baby villagers to move by having food, but I wasn't sure if that would actually work. But he ran right into that hole. Oh my gosh. Come on. Let's go 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Come on, little guy. Where'd you go? No way. No way. Oh my gosh. I can make them run right into this trap by just dangling some food. I was wrong. I thought that the carrots were what were causing them to come through this little trap here. That is not the case at all. I think it's just that it's their pathfinding is showing them there's a way to get out of here. So what happens is they just run through here, not because there's food, but because there's a way out. Let me show you real quick. Got a bunch of baby villagers spawn and they sprint right through the hole because they know that that is a way out. So, I mean, it's still good, but I went through a lot of effort to try to make some nifty little design that would automatically dispense carrots without having to use a hopper. And I added that into a demo for what would be a mechanism for this to work. It didn't work, but that's fine. I'm going to talk about creating those holes, and we're going to need to make holes in the wall anyways so that the villagers can get into our trading hall, but it's just not going to work like this, and that's fine. Honestly, it's even better because I don't need to rely on any technology in order to get them to walk into a obvious trap. Okay, so now for where I'm going to actually put these little holes, I think that this is honestly going to be a prime spot. So now I need to worry about where I'm going to actually drop these baby villagers off at. So they're going to come down, and I need there to be kind of a holding area for them. I need to also extend this pathway out so that I can start building the market itself. All right, so I'm going to kind of follow the natural, I guess, natural in the sense that I made it, edge of this cave. All right, we got some kind of walkway here. It doesn't look terrific. Might smooth it out in the future. But I think my plan is that I'm going to have there's going to be the little holes that are going to trap the villagers. They're going to fall down. Then I think there is going to be a minecart that runs, perhaps triggered by a tripwire. Maybe it's just always on the track running. And it's going to pick up the baby villagers. And if the track that it runs on is going to try to drop it off at one of the merchant stalls that we set up here, and if it's not able to go into any of the merchant stalls, then it is going to drop the villager off somewhere over here to be a part of our just normal village. Huh? What do you think? I think that's a pretty good idea. Let's see if I can execute. So I think the first things first, I'm going to try to design some pretty looking stalls over here so that I can drop the villagers into, and then we're going to go from there. Now I need these stalls to be a little bit inset to the mountain so that the pathway leading down into them isn't so obvious. And there's going to need to be several of them. I'm going to, once again, as with all the farms that I made so far, I'm going to try to make it kind of modular in that I should be able to expand it in the future when I inevitably think, oh, I don't need 10 villagers, I need 15 or 20 or even more. So I'm going to try to just expand it out to here, and then if I need to in the future, I can continue down the wall, and it'll be no big deal. So I have a little bit of this hall set up. I think, like, I have just the generic little stalls set up here, and I would like to test out one of these stalls by building it in its entirety, just to get a feel for the flow, and then I can extend it from there. So first things first, I think I'm going to try to create what will be probably the more complicated of the villager traps in here. So then we're going to need to drop this down enough that it can then drop them still down into those huts. So I'm going to, honestly, I think this is good enough. Just 4 blocks is all I really need. And we can clear out a nice area over here. Ooh, okay. So path number 1 is going to be right there. I think what's going to happen is they're going to fall down this 1x1 hole. There's going to be a tripwire with a dispenser that dispenses a minecart on the track. And then we need to find a way to make it so that the track turns into this hole if there is a villager here, and if there isn't a villager here, and if not, it will continue on its merry way. Alright, just a little update of where I am at here. So the idea is that the baby villager falls through this hole, goes to this track, and the track will, in this case, fall into this tripwire, which will cause the villager to fall into the stall right here. So if I press on this, we can notice that it's guiding into this path right now. I step into it, and now it's guiding away. So it kind of detected that I fell in, and then we'll continue on this path. And then we have these other paths that we have to connect to. So if I connect to this path, now we have this junction, and it's directed into the hole. But then if I step on it, but now if I step on it, it changes paths again. And then it goes into the third little merchant stall here. In case you hadn't noticed, this is absolutely insane redstone and minecart track technology going on here. And honestly, it feels way too complicated. So I'm going to try to think of another solution that might be a little bit more compact. Because if this is the first 3 stalls and I'm trying to get like 10 or so in here, it's going to take a million years, and I don't think it's going to work very well at all. Alright, welcome back to my creative test world. I think I've come up with a better solution. Basically, the problem with the other one was that the cart logic was just too bulky for that small of a space, so I need to simplify the cart logic or the redstone logic. And I think I did both. I know it looks probably just as crazy as the design you saw just a couple minutes ago, but I think that this is going to work a lot better. So the idea is that I have a minecart, hopefully with a villager in it, it gets blocked by this piston and goes down into the hole. The minecart triggers the tripwire, which then triggers this redstone line into this RS NOR latch, which keeps track of the redstone signal on or off, which is actually much better than the original circuit that I had, because it would just switch on or off continuously, whereas this one, if I continue to trick this tripwire, it will always just stay off. So I was really worried about having maybe a double tripwire trip or a double button press at the bottom when I try to reset everything, and it would turn the redstone signal into the opposite of what I wanted. So I think that this is actually perfect. So I already got the minecart in. The minecart dropped in and opened this up. So if I push another minecart through, then it will just continue on to the next hole for the villagers to fall in. And then if I press this button would probably be down at the shack itself. If I realize that I don't want that specific villager in there and I want to cut him out, then I press this button and it, as you can probably see, it opened up that piston for a brief second and it reset this piston up here. Basically, the idea is that I wanted a way to reset this whole system from the bottom without having to touch anything else. And I think this is exactly what I'm going for. So I'm going to try to replicate this, hopefully in a more concise way in the Let's Play world. And then we'll go from there. Oh, no. Oh, you were in the... Oh, that was the worst possible place for that to happen. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. This is absolutely insane. I do not know if this really is any better. I hope it is. I mean, it definitely works better. I'm not sure if it's going to be easier to build in the long term. So I have one of these set up. I think hopefully the next couple will be easier. But basically the idea is baby falls down, gets put into this minecart. Minecart goes into and trips a tripwire and stays down there so that we can trade with the villager. And then if I put another minecart through, like so, it should continue on to the next one. My goodness, this is crazy. I'm going to try to continue it on, see if I can't get a working setup going here. So I've been hard at work trying to build this new merchant setup. I went to check and see if the villagers have been breeding at all, and there's so many of them. I don't even... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I have at least like 20 villagers in here. I think, oh, 21, 22, 23. I don't even know how this is possible. I don't know if I have enough beds for all of these guys. 20. I have 20 beds total. I feel like I have more than 20 villagers in here. I'm kind of amazed. I didn't expect them to reproduce that quickly, but I'm cool with it. This is awesome. Anyway, just a little update on where we are with the villager hall kind of market stalls that we're building here. I have this modular design that I've been repeating. So basically, just each stall is separated by 1 block, and each stall is 3 blocks wide. It's the same logic as before. Now we're just adding some space to make it easier to set this up. But basically, the minecart runs, it goes into the block. Once it hits the tripwire, this piston will retract and allow the next cart to go through. And then if I go down and press the button at the base of the market stall, this piston will retract temporarily, allowing the villager to fall through the hole and be released into the wild. And since this setup is 3 blocks wide, I'm able to repeat it in the exact same way across every stall. I think I'm going to do a couple more of these, and then we're going to try to beautify things and test it out, see if it works. Oh no, we got infiltrated. I don't know how this happened. Gotta find out if there's any others. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna close off these balconies here so that nobody can get in. I would imagine that a zombie was able to fall from the top and get in here somehow. I do not want that to happen again. The fact that it's only 2 honestly kind of surprises me right now. Wow. I thought that was gonna be a lot worse. I'm gonna close off these balconies here and then hope that doesn't happen again. Come on. Come on, somebody. Somebody. Yes. Yes, it worked. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Come on. And he's in. Yes. Oh my gosh, it worked. Oh my goodness. I know that this has been a little bit all over the place, and I hope that it has made some sense to you guys what I've been up to. I'm so excited to show you the final product of what I've got going on here. Look at this. We have our villagers starting to line up into our trading hall. I added everything in and I closed everything off, just about. And I have 10 stalls set up, ready for villagers to come down. Now, it's not fully automated. I will eventually, I think, depending on what villagers I need, I'll be able to put down like a barrel or a lectern, something like that for whatever job I want the villagers to have. But that's fine, that can be manual. The part that I'm really excited about is that this populates itself. So instead of going through the process of showing you guys how I built everything, I think it would be much better for me to just show you how everything works. So first of all, there's this open hole right here that the villagers can go into. And what happens is the villager drops down into the hole and they trip that tripwire. And then they come into this back room over here where the tripwire trips the redstone, which triggers this dispenser to drop a minecart that they get placed into. That lights this rail right here, which we just saw, and that pushes us forward. Whoa, we're going way too quick for me to show you what's going on. Uh-oh. Well, we kind of did just see. So what happens is the villagers go down this rail and they eventually get stopped by this piston or any piston that is over a merchant stall that does not have a villager in it. And then once that happens, they trigger that tripwire right there. It goes into this RS NOR latch, which basically tells the system to open up and allow it through next time so that it can go to the next stall. Now I need to fix this one right here, but that'll be a perfect way for me to show you how I reset the system if I want to send a villager back for some reason. Okay, so we have all of these villagers in here, but let's say, for instance, that I want to send this empty cart down and back. We just press this button, and there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes, so I'll show you. So basically what happens is if all of these stations are filled, and then there's the cart that goes all the way down to the very end here past the 10th market stall, and it drops down this hole, or it drops down below and goes below each of these stalls. And if that happens, we can see that every merchant stall has a powered rail beneath it that will push it into this main track going all the way down. And there's two options over here. The minecart will either travel up, which will take them back into the village, or if we press this lever right here, it will take them into the outside area over here, into our world. And that would happen if I want to start populating our world with some more residents. And this would happen if I want to keep our villager supply up in the village to produce some more villagers. Now, I just want to show you guys what happens if I am, let's say, a villager who is trying to go back into the village, or really at any point how I bring this cart back. So we're going up here, going around, back to the village, and we drop. Chests are 0.9 blocks wide, and the fire goes just barely through that block, so it breaks the minecart, but I put hoppers underneath these path blocks here to pick up the minecart before the fire can get it, and that brings the minecart back into this dispenser down here and fills up these hoppers. So in theory, at any point in time, a villager could walk into here and fall into the trap and then be placed down into our trading hall right here. Oh my goodness, I am so excited with how this turned out. This took a lot of redstone and a lot of time to make, but I'm so happy with how it went. It wasn't too difficult because it was just a modular design that I had to repeat over and over again. So that wasn't too bad, but I feel like I can accomplish anything now. Like my confidence with redstone has gone through the roof, and I'm so excited that it's done, but that it works too. I can't believe that it's already filling up with villagers so that we can start actually using this trading hall to get something useful. And I think I'm going to use it for the next episode. My plan is to go and find a trial chamber, I think it's called. And I think in order to do that, I need to find one of these villagers that has a map. I think I need a cartographer. So I need to get a cartography table and place that down here and trade with them until I get a trial chamber map. But that's going to have to be in the next episode. So for now, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate if you stuck around for this episode. I think it's going to be a long one. There was a lot to do and a lot got done. So I'm so excited with how this turned out. We're going to definitely clean it up, make it look a little bit nicer, but it works. That's the most important part. I'm so amped to get this full of villagers so we can have a nice trading hall going. But that'll have to happen later. I hope you guys had a good time watching this. I know I had a great time building this automatic trading hall, and I will see you again in the next episode. Take care, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.